My name is Sammy and I'm one of the co-founders of AppScreens. I'm going to run you through how to make a screenshot set just like Uber's. This is named Inspired by Uber in the AppScreens templates. Now, Uber have a simple black and white theme going on. The design isn't too complicated, but it's got a few images in there too. So this run through is going to help you with the basics of AppScreens, text, image, device elements, and how to move them around. So let's get into it. First of all, we want to go into our projects page. If you're not sure how to get there, click on the user and click on projects. And we'll click on the new project button. We're going to name this project Uber. You can add any additional information that you'd like to about this template to keep them all organized. And I'm going to add a tag here of tutorial. You can also add an app if you have one to link to. It just helps organize the projects within your page if you have a few in there. Our scene orientation for this one is going to be portrait. We'll move on to doing our output sizes. All required output sizes for release on both the Google Play Store and Apple App Store for phones and tablets have been automatically selected. You can see them all with the purple ticks here. You need all devices marked with an asterisk to release your app to both stores for phones and tablets. Now, Apple and Google do work a little differently here. Apple requires you to have a number of specific sizes to suit certain devices. Google Play, however, only require you to have one specific size, which is 16 by 9 for phones, and this is the same for tablets. This actually means that you can select any one of the available Android devices that we've got in AppScreens. You can do this by clicking on the displayed device below the output size. We'd recommend choosing an Android device based on the style you're going for, but also which device is going to be easiest for you to obtain your actual app screenshots for. We've got a helpful FAQ on how to obtain your app screens, which I'll link in the description. Any output size which has the device highlighted in purple with a device icon next to it means that you can actually change the displayed device for this output size within your project setup. The majority of the Apple devices do not have this available because we do not recommend changing the device. Apple will likely reject your app submission if it is incorrect. Clicking on the device will open our device options. Currently, we've got the Android Google Pixel 7 Pro 6.7 inch selected, and you can see here on the side menu that we're only viewing the suggested devices for this output size, but there are lots of others available. You can also see a small preview of what the device will look like along with its screenshot requirements. If we go back to the one we're using, we can see that this device has an aspect ratio of 19.5 to 9. So to use this device, we need to ensure we can get screenshots for our app at that aspect ratio. This is quite a common size and is therefore a good one to go for. Let's check our Android tablets next. So both are currently set to the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 11-inch, and I like the look of this device, so I'm going to leave those as they are. The iOS phone 6.7-inch also has this option here, and this is because there are two slightly different device options for this output size. The device size is the same, however one has a static island already added and the other does not. You need to use the one without an island if your screenshots already have captured the island. We haven't, so we'll use the one with the island. For your export format, you can select either PNG or JPEG. We generally recommend exporting your project in PNG for the best quality. However, please be aware that it may include an alpha transparency layer if you haven't set up your project background. Apple will reject any App Store screenshots with alpha layers. We'll move on to our panoramic background next. You can also do this within the project itself, but we will do it in the setup page here. As Uber's background is all one color, we'll set it under the panoramic style. I'm going to select solid color and we'll leave it as a black hex. Now, within this project and tutorial, we're just going to be creating this one for English, but I am going to select a couple of languages just for you to see what it looks like within the designer with languages added. There's also some advanced options here for upping your screenshot limit and adding custom fonts, but we don't need to use those for now. Let's hit update. So this is what the designer and our current project looks like. I'm going to use the device preview drop down, and I'm going to work in iOS phone's 6.7-inch output size view. Remember that your design is global, so no matter what output size and device you're looking at, all the changes that you make to your screenshot set will change for all other output sizes you have selected. That's the beauty of AppScreens, one design, all devices. Once we've finished designing our screenshot set, we'll do a quick cross-check of how our design looks on the other output sizes. Remember that if you want to change your output sizes, to edit them, all you need to do is go into your project setup section. Let's make our first screenshot then. So we're going to click on the Add Screenshot button, and we're going to build this one from scratch. So we're going to go to the basic layouts and then select the blank layout. As you can see, it's already pulled in our background color. We're going to hover over the screen that we've just added, and we're going to tap on the edit icon up here. We'll drop down our layout and background section and then hit the button Custom Layout Designer. The layout designer is where all the magic happens. We work on percentages to calculate the ratio design for all the other output sizes you've selected for your project. Let's take a little look at Uber's first screenshot to work out our element sizing and positioning. There is a top padding of around 5%. The title element looks to take up around 40% as it has a small inset and does not reach the other side of the screenshot, so it is not 100% wide. There's some more padding between the title and image, maybe around 5%. The image is dependent on the shape and size of the image we add, so the element will probably take up around 45%, but has a larger left inset, so we'll start with trying with 10% and a width of 120%, as it does come off of the right side of the screenshot. There's likely some padding at the bottom, so let's say there's another 5% there. We'll just need one layer for this layout. First up, let's add some top padding of 5%. At the top, under Add Element, we're going to click and drag the padding box onto the design box. The height is already set to 5%, so we're going to leave that one as it is, and we don't need to touch that top offset. You can hit the tick or click off to save. Next, we're going to drag the title element. We want this to be a height of 40%, a width of 80%, and a left inset of 5%. The left inset is going to give it that little kick into the screen from the edge, just like padding. Now we'll add some padding in between. This too has a height of 5%, so we'll just leave it as it is. Next up, the image. I'll grab the image element and drag it onto our box. Our image element is going to be a height of 45, a width of 120, and we'll have a left inset of 10. Now, with all our elements added, our total screenshot height is 95%. That leaves padding at the bottom of 5%. So in total, our screenshot will be 100%. We won't be going off the top of the screen or off of the bottom. Let's save that as it is. Okay, we've got some elements added to our screenshot. Let's get them looking a little more like Uber's. We'll move into our title first. We'll hover over the title and drop down the title section. Our text here is going to be request a ride anywhere, anytime. As you can see, I hit enter after each word, as we want them to appear on a new line in our screenshot. At the moment, the font color is black, so we can't see it. We'll highlight all of our text, click on the color palette, and we'll pick one. You can change the color of individual words too by highlighting them and selecting a different color. Let's change the alignment to left, and we're going to select the floating position to top. This means that it will sit nicely in the top section of its allocated space that we just allowed it in the custom layout designer. We want our font to look a little more like Uber's, so for this one we are going to use Lex and Decker. We use Google fonts in AppScreens, which means there are over 1,000 fonts to choose from. You can also upload your own custom fonts in the advanced setup section. We're going to leave the match size as no manual control. We don't want the title to match the font size of the other screenshots we'll be creating, as they'll be a slightly different style. Let's set a max font size of 15. Now we aren't going to worry about a shadow on this one, so we'll just click on the box and select none. Alrighty, we're looking good. The font size is always something you're going to have to play around with a little until you get the effect and look you're after. Often you may need to change the actual element layout properties by increasing or decreasing the space available for the title. When hovering over an element on your screenshot, you should be able to see a red hashing outlining that element. This helps you to see what space your element has available, and in this case you can see what the space the title and if added a subtitle have available to them. This helps you to see whether you need to increase or decrease the element size for the look you're trying to achieve. Now we've got our image to edit. You can see the transparency hashing here to display the image area. Now we're going to click on the image section and click select image. From here, you can add new photos, use preset badges and icons, backgrounds and gradients, search Unsplash, or look at your previously uploaded images. This is one that I've pulled from a stock image website and then edited slightly. Don't forget to always check the copyright and/or attribution requirements before using anything within your App Store set. Our image here isn't lining up quite right, and I think we could also do some minor adjusting to the other elements. Because we aren't changing the actual element layout, we can edit the element positioning properties in this view. On the element bar, you can see the purple move icon and the adjust location button. You can use both of these. We'll start with the title. Let's change the top padding or offset to 4%, and we'll leave the title height and width as it is, but let's increase the left inset to 8%. We're going to change the padding below to 2%. Next, the image. At the moment, our car is hanging off of the right side of the screenshot by 30%. This is because our element width is 120% and our left inset is 10%. So in total, we're getting pushed off by 30%. It's pushing off the screen, but it's not enough. We want to push it over a little more and we want our car to be bigger. Let's change the height to 50%, the width to 160%, and the left inset to 20%. With now a width of 160%, this means that our image element will be wider than the screenshot itself, but will enable it to grow in height into that available element space. If we nip into the custom layout designer, we'll see that our total height is now 96%. This means that we've got a bottom padding left over of 4%. And there we have it. It's all about playing around with those percentages, moving the elements around and seeing what works best to help create standout screenshots for your app. That's our first screenshot done. Now onto the easy ones. Let's take a little look at Uber's second screenshot to work out our element sizing and positioning for the next 5 screenshots. There's some top padding of around 5%. The title element looks to take up around 10% of the screenshot, has a small inset and does not reach the other side of the screenshot, so it's not 100% wide. Another gap between the title and device, which is a little larger, maybe around 8%. The device itself then takes up the rest of the screen and hangs off. Let's guess around 85%. It also has an inset and does not sit across the whole width of the screen, so its width would probably sit at around 90%. This time we're going to use a template. We'll click on Add Screenshot, and here you can see every single screenshot from all of our different templates. 90% of the time you'll probably use one of these pre-created layouts. We've got pretty much everything in there. I'm going to scroll back up and just find the one I'm looking for. We're looking for Inspired by Pinterest. This one's pretty good as it quite closely matches the look we're going to try and achieve. First up, let's remove this background so it inherits our global project background. We'll click on Edit, Layout and Background, and turn that one off. Let's change our title to match Uber's again. We'll click on the title element and highlight our text. Choose your destination. I'm leaving this all in one row as that's how I want it to look on my screenshot. Let's edit the layout slightly by clicking on the move icon. We're going to keep the top padding as it is at 4%. The padding below we're going to change to 8%. We're going to leave the height at 12% and we're going to keep the width as 80, but we'll change the left inset to 8. Next, let's edit the device slightly. I'm going to change the height to 82%. To see our total layout design height, we'll just click on the custom layout designer. On the bottom, we can see that it's sitting at 106%. So this means we're going to be hanging off the bottom slightly, which is just what we want. Let's click back onto our first screenshot, and in the top toolbar, you'll see a number of quick actions, including close the edit screen, refresh image, reorder screenshots, duplicate screenshot, copy screenshot settings, lock panel, and delete. We're going to be using the copy settings, and we're going to copy from screenshot 1 over to screenshot 2, and we're going to be copying the text styles. If you're unsure what copy settings you need, just hover over the selection and it will pop up to tell you what you will be copied. Let's copy it, and there you have it. Our text is pulled in the font, sizing, and color. Let's go back into our title. Under the text size, I'm going to change this from no manual control to match to smallest title size. This means the font is set to match the smallest title font size across your screenshot set. We want to use this option to keep the font size uniform and relative across all screenshots and devices. Under the Device tab, we can see that our device is currently set to screenshot only. We need to change this to Flat Device. The device style Matte Dark has already been selected. You can also see there are many other colors you can choose from in here too, but Matte Dark is the one that we'll be using to match Uber's. Let's check the shadow and we'll leave that one as it is. Now the best bit. As the next 4 screenshots are exactly the same layout besides the text itself, we can duplicate screenshot 2 and then just go in and update the text. So at the top of the toolbar, we're going to go here and we're going to select duplicate screenshot. It's as easy as that. Let's do that a few more times. We now have 5 of the same screenshots. The screenshots that you see within the devices are just placeholders, so you can see what your design looks like before adding your own app screens. Let's go in and update the title for all of them. And there's a little quick tip here. If you click on the element that you want to edit, it will automatically open that section of the edit screen. This one will be pick your next ride. The next one will be see price estimates. And we'll scroll along here to the last 2. Share your trip with others. And finally, airport pick up and drop off. Perfect. You may have noticed there that when I finished typing the second to last one, all of the matching screenshots changed their font size. This is because this title was a little longer, so all of the others are changed to match that exact same font size. They're all uniform and perfect. Screenshot number 1's title was set to manual control, so it hasn't changed. Let's make our last screenshot. We're going to head on to screenshot 1's edit bar, click on duplicate screenshot. Obviously this isn't in the right place, so we're going to right click on the screenshot and click reorder. You can also do this on the top screenshot toolbar as well. We're going to click on the one that we want and we're going to drag it to the end. Easy as that. That's it, save. Let's scroll along and start editing some of these elements. We'll edit our text first. And for this one, it's going to be enjoy your journey. Let's now change our image. We'll hit on image, new image, and again, upload one that I added earlier. Perfect. Okay, the image isn't quite right here. It's coming off the screen way too much, so we need to edit the positioning. Let's just scroll along a little and click on the move icon. We'll set the image width to 100% And let's change the left inset to 5% and bring it back over a little bit. Perfect, that looks good. When you want to upload your own app screenshots, you can click on the AppScreens button up here. You'll see what screenshots are required for each device that you've included within your project. You can either drag the images onto the relevant size box or click on the relevant device to open your file finder. You can also drag between different boxes as well. If you're not sure how to obtain these screenshots, click on the purple info icon at the top and this will take you to our helpful Apple and Google FAQs. If you've got multiple languages, you can also pick between them here and add the relevant localized screenshots. We would recommend adding your app screenshots as soon as you can, as it will help you with designing a screenshot set that helps to make your app pop on the App Store. Don't worry if your screenshots do look a little blurry within your project. We downsize them slightly when you're editing your project for quicker load times. When you download your actual screenshots, they will be perfectly crystal clear and crisp. Well, look at that. Our completed screenshot set looks absolutely awesome. And as you can see here, it looks pretty similar to Uber's actual screenshots. We'll just do a quick cross-check across our screenshots and our output sizes to ensure everything is looking good. I'll go up to my output size selector and select the Android phone 16:9 for our Google Play Store listing. Everything is looking really, really great. And let's check our tablets too. Again, we'll go up here and let's pick our iPad Pro 3rd Gen. Amazing. Again, looking really, really good. Our design has pulled across perfectly to all of our chosen output sizes. Within AppScreens, you can export your project into multiple different languages, and you can either do this manually or automatically using Google Translate. Please bear in mind, however, that you may want to get your project professionally translated for 100% accuracy. This is what the language section looks like, and as you can see here, everything is automatically translating at the moment. All that's left to do now is to preview and export our screenshots. We'll go up and hit preview and export and preview all screenshots. As you can see from making one design, we've also created the screenshots for every device that we need to release our app to for both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We'll hit OK and hit download. All of your screenshots will download in a neat little zip ready for you to upload directly to the app stores. Hopefully this tutorial has helped you learn the basics of AppScreens so you can start creating your own App Store screenshots. Let us know what you think in the comments below, pop us a thumbs up, and please leave a request for any other tutorials that you may want to see. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for any new videos, and good luck with your app release.